Good morning, welcome back to another happy Friday. It's build day number 177 here at casa.texpina. We have ceiling guys, we've got electricians, we got painters, we've got the regular labor crew. I believe the CCTV guys are going to be here as well so that they can talk with the ceiling crew so that we know where to make the holes for all the drops. So let's go ahead and walk around, see where everybody's located at, and let's get started. Right, over here in the front corner, Mr. Ricky, our painters, has taken over the airbrush duties for the prime coat on the grills, and he's going to quickly catch up with the other two gentlemen, Mr. Rafi and Mr. JR, that are over on this side of the house doing the sanding and filling for the remaining fence grills. So they've got two more left to go, so they're working up on this one, and then they got the next two down here to go. These are ready for prime coat. This one got started but didn't get finished, so that's what Mr. Ricky is going to be working on a little bit later today. Go ahead and come on into the house. All these tall guys, that's all of our ceiling crew. So we got 4 guys on the ceiling crew today, and we've got another new carpenter or painter that is here today, and they're going to be working on the doors. And like I was showing you yesterday, oh sorry I didn't show you yesterday, they're going to be working on the doors, doing fill, the little putty inside all the nail holes to make sure this has got a smooth finish on it before they start putting on the varnish. And here in the back, let's see, in the kitchen first, Mr. Allen and Mr. Alex are continuing with the cabinet build. Mr. Carlito is continuing with the door frame cabinets, closets build here for the linen and coat closet. And then here in the back, of course, in bedroom number 3, Mr. Jojo, Mr. Ramirez, and Mr. Willie are continuing with the tile installations for the wall tiles here in the Jack and Jill bath areas. Working their way up. And moving back into the master bedroom side of the house. Our 2 electricians, Mr. Cho and Mr. Kerwin, are going to be installing conduit, junction boxes, and pulling wire. While in the master bath, our foreman, Mr. Marlin, is continuing to install more of the wall tile. All right, the welders have arrived. We have the we have the parts and pieces of the fence grill. The sliding gate fence here. The welders have decided to construct it here on site. They've got all the parts and pieces here on the top of Mr. Dande's jeepney. So they're gonna fabricate this on site so that they make sure that everything fits properly and it's easier to carry. See, as the pieces are many and heavy, it's easier to carry it in pieces here and erect on site. Once it's completed, they'll be able to tilt it up and put it in location. So we've got additional folks today, and we'll be able to watch these guys build our sliding gate right here where Miss Emmy's standing at. So our ceiling guys have started back this morning in the dining room, as well as continuing in the living room area. So they're going to be putting in the gypsum board. Notice they use these little spacers that he's doing here. It's guide boards. They use a piece of furring strip and a piece of fiber cement board. He places it up there. He does another one on this side. It gives them the right amount of gap between each board, so that when they go to put it in place, know exactly how far apart to put the strips, and it's an even distribution all the way. So every time they do it, they have the same amount of space in between each board. Now what they're doing, they've got the next piece of board already cut. They put it up against the spacers. Notice the spacer here and here. And once they got it up, hold it in place, and they'll start putting the screws in for the support. Work their way down until it's holding on its own. Helps to have some guys here that are at least 5'6" or 7 and above. Okay, now it's holding on its own weight. They'll go ahead and start putting in the rest of the screws. As you see here, the small black ones on everything along the furring strips that are already in the fitting. So I was alluding to earlier, one of the painters, Mr. Gel, is doing the fill work on the doors. So you see here on some of the ones that he's already done, filled in some spots where the nail holes were at, or it had small blemishes. What they'll do is come back later and sand this down, and it'll have a nice even finish, a good place to start working for the varnish work, because we're going to keep these as natural wood color. They'll have a little varnish on it, may stain a little bit darker, but it'll have a nice glossy finish, and it's going to be all wood. We're going to try our best to keep these natural wood showing. So little something different than what we've seen in some other locations. We've got really nice hardwood doors. We want to make sure to accent those doors. Show them off a little bit. Process for the sliding gate is to put the track in as well. So they're going to have the track that's going to go across this width of the opening, but it's also got to continue the same amount of distance back this way. So Mr. Marovic and Mr. Dande are digging out what they need to be put in later on, to be constructed for the track, as a foundation for that track to be put in place. All right, Mr. Carlito's starting to finish up this door frame. You're okay. They're also camera shy. I see the camera come around there. Oh, let me go. I got to get out of here. So just looking, they're doing the mortar fill. Looking good on this side. Engineer graced us with an early morning visit today. He wanted to make sure to be on site to oversee a little bit in the beginning stages of what the welders, Mr. Dande and his crew, are doing for the gate and fabrication. Apparently, this is a very large gate. Emie was talking to Mr. Lito here, the tall guy here. He was saying these are already the longest tubular steel pieces that they can buy, and they still had to add additions or add extensions to the end of them, which is funny because this is only a standard 2-car garage. This was actually supposed to be a 3-car garage on the original plans, and we turned in this we closed off this other carport and turned it into the maid's quarters and utility room. So I can imagine how much of a hard time they would have had if we would have went with the full three stall garage. But this is interesting to see these guys build this. What Mr. Dande and Mr. Maravik here are working on right now is the beginnings of the track that's going to go along the bottom. So they're making sure to get that in place. And what they're going to use for that is these two steel bars, stainless steel bars. They've got wheels. I'll show you the wheels. Right over here. These wheels are going to be on the underneath of the gate, and they're going to ride on top of the steel bar like this. So that's how that's going to work. I smell paint on this side. Ah, that's why I smell paint. I smell it all the way around the back side of the house. Mr. Ricky is moving on to catch up to these guys. So he's putting the prime coat. I think he's going to need scaffolding. I know he can't reach the top. Oi, Ricky. TikTok ha. Told him he's got to get up, be able to get up on the top. Well, while the engineer was here before lunch, we got some more drawings on the wall. So we got what the arch is supposed to look like for this large, between these two columns. It's going to have a small arch there, and then the faux drop wall at the top. And then our columns are going to look like this. So it's going to have molding down on the bottom as well as up on the top. And then the grooves down the side like the old style columns, square columns, like a greasing style. So the carpenters are getting started on that. I guess he wanted to see that first before continuing with the kitchen any further. Let's go ahead, and I think the ceiling guys have moved upstairs for the time being. Let's go ahead and take a look up there and see what they're working on. Excuse me. Get my exercise in. Yep, they're all up here. So after lunch, we are getting started here with ceilings. And down in the Jack and Jill bath, bedroom number 1 and bedroom number 2 and 3. We're continuing with some of the tiles. Working our way up through the bay window area. And Mr. Jojo is working on the bottom down there. Over here. Go look at him from the other side. Starting to put the ceiling up in the media room. Already starting to come in. Out to the dormer. Alright folks, we got the basic frame together with the wheels on the bottom for the sliding gate. Very heavy. Of course, it's solid. Matibay. He said very heavy. Mr. Chokoy says he's got a drone. That's his drone. Here, listen to it fly. Yeah, we're waiting to find out where the remote's at. I think the remote is the fingers. Oh, there's your remote. Yeah, there's the remote. Alright, the CCTV guys that showed back up on site. We're doing a little deconflicting between electric, ceiling, and Wi-Fi and camera locations, that sort of thing. So, guys, show back up. We're doing deconfliction. Should be all good from here out. And out on the front door, Mr. Gel has moved from the doors to the door frame. So you see, we're gonna do a little body filling into the cracks. So this will help, little wood filler, help fill it in. And then when we get ready to varnish all of this, we'll sand it and then varnish it, and it'll hide most of these, most of the big splits in the wood and help protect it a little bit more. Wanted to do another shout out for our CCTV folks. Very cooperative, go the extra mile. We had asked for a couple extra things to be added in that were not on the original contract and price quote. Talking with the owner and the second guy in charge, Carlo Hinzon and Russell Cabrera. They've given us the extra for a smile and a nice shout out. So again, great shout out for these guys. Techvision, they can work. We asked them the other day about if they can work outside of the Pampanga area, and yes, they can. Just give them a contact, give them a call. Number and website are on the side of the van here. You can also check them out. Techvision.PH. They're super responsive, very knowledgeable folks. They'll hook you up with what you need for your consumer electronic needs. It's Yabba Dabba Do time. Guys are already headed out. We got a lot done today. Some more ceilings. They actually moved upstairs. We got about half of the ceiling done. The CCTV guys showed up. Good thing, because we had to relocate a few of the items. So we got those relocated. So small holes, better. Also relocated a couple other things. The Carpenters got started on another project. So the cabinets are on hold while they get started on the columns over here over my shoulder. Tiles are still going on in both of the bathrooms, Jack and Jill and the masters. So we will be back at this again tomorrow for Saturday, bill day number 177 tomorrow. If y'all like today's video, please give us a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of these videos, hit the casa.texpina star right over here, and you'll be subscribed. Hit the bell icon just below the view screen, and you'll be notified of our next video upload for your viewing pleasure. So until we see you again tomorrow, have a great afternoon, and God bless.